Hello and welcome to Health Life at Seniors Today. Uh, Sometime last week or was it week before last, there was a special day for vitamin D deficiencies and what the advantages are. And we thought it would be appropriate to do a session, especially on dealing with the deficiencies of vitamins. Okay, so with the topic being battling deficiencies, essential vitamins for seniors. And for this, we invited Ms. Pratiksha Kadam, who's Chief Dietitian at the Kokila Ben Hospital in Navi Mumbai. Before I invite her to speak, let me introduce her. Ms. Kadam is Chief Dietitian, as I mentioned, of the Kokila Ben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital, which is in Navi Mumbai. And she's a registered dietitian from the Indian Dietetics Association and has over 20 years experience in the field. She has made significant contributions in the field of dietetics and nutrition. Throughout her career, she has organized and led several major seminars and conferences. Her notable works include presentations on the effect of garlic on cardiovascular diseases, the impact of nutrients on the immune system, and the nutrition status and dietary intake of visually challenged children. She has also explored traditional recipes of Maharashtrians and has contributed to the Asia Intensive Diabetes Management Program in 2005. Additionally, Ms. Kadam has conducted seminars on special diets for athletics at the Navi Mumbai Sports Association, healthy and friendly diets at the BARC Hospital, and workshops on anemia at the Satya Sai Baba Trust. With her extensive knowledge and dedication, Ms. Kadam continues to make a positive impact on the health and well-being of her patients, which is, I'm sure, very true. Welcome to Health Live at Seniors Today. Ms. Kadam, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm very excited to meet my best age group people. I really gel very well with these people because the energy level, it matches. It's very high energy level people. Also, I don't know what is the age group you're talking about. Is it
60 plus, as I mentioned,
60 plus?
60 plus.
Okay.
There are some people who do come in who are younger, but most of the people are 60 plus, and we have some people who are, we've been around since 2020, and Seniors Today has been there from 2019. So a lot of people have been associated with us for a while. I can see some familiar names in the attendee list. So to all of you here, Ms. Kadam is not going to be making a presentation, but she's going to be speaking to us. So those of you, who would like to ask questions, you can do that. Please put them in the chat window and mark it to everyone. Mark it on the meeting group chat rather, and then I will address the questions.
Yes.
After this to Ms. Kadam, but and don't worry, the video is being recorded and it will be on our website seniorstoday.in on Monday evening, so you can watch it there again in case you missed out on something. So don't worry about taking notes in super quick time, and they'll all be there. Do remember, as I always mention, that the advice over here is advisory in nature, and in case you do have a specific concern, you should seek a personal consultation with a qualified dietitian or a doctor, and then take the advice. So over to you, Ms. Pratiksha Kadam. No more Pratiksha for your session, and then we'll take the questions after that. Yeah, over to you.
So hello all. As I told you earlier, it's my absolute favorite age group, 60 plus and all. And I'm proud daughter of a father who's still working. He's 68 today and he's still working for the same company. His boss is not ready to leave him because of his work style. And as per his boss, his enthusiasm matches to the younger generation of today. So I know, and as I was discussing before we started the program, Mr. Pradyuman, I am a proud daughter-in-law of my grandmother-in-law. So my mother-in-law's mother, then my father-in-law's mother, all of them are part of my life. And this is the most wonderful age group, always enthusiastic. And trust me, before I start with my presentation, I am working from last 20 years. We are going to talk here about deficiency for your age group. Today, when I'm seeing 20 years old boy, 25 years old girl, I find they have more deficiencies than your group. So congratulations to all of you and to your parents that they fed you enough and right food so that at this age, there are not much deficiencies. And if at all you have, let me know. See, many a times now let's talk about vitamin D as it's a vitamin D day. So whenever you're taking any anti-seizure medication or corticosteroids or any weight loss medication, that time you get to see there is a drop of vitamin D. Once there is a drop of vitamin D, there is a less absorption of calcium, phosphorus. So it does affect your teeth, bones. But then these are due to medications. I'm sure at your age group, you all are going for a walk. If not a walk, then having or sipping a tea and coffee in, during 7 a.m. to 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning and 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sorry, 4 p.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. वो जो सनलाइट होती है, that sunlight helps you to create vitamin D beneath your skin. So yes, if you will Google, you will see sources of vitamin D in form of food, but that is absolutely negligible amount. The real source of vitamin D is surely our sunlight. So make sure if you are healthy enough to go and walk, please do that every morning, every evening. If you feel walking is not a type of exercise because of any other issues in your life, make sure you sit. जैसे हम छोटे बच्चे को लेते हैं ना जब पैदा होता है तब सन रेज के अंडर, वैसे if you can sit and take a sip of coffee or a tea during, not even that, just sit and read newspaper also, that's also okay. Or just read a book or listen to a music, that is more than enough to generate a good amount of vitamin D. Then let's talk about some another vitamins and I will let you know the sources of those. For example, vitamin A, we all know from our childhood, it is sweet potato, carrots, broccolis, egg, and the most important, spinach, other green leafy vegetable, apricots, dry apricots, those all will give you nice amount of vitamin A. For vitamin B12, there are many people who get to see, क्योंकि बाकी कोई विटामिन का टेस्ट हो ना हो, विटामिन B12 का टेस्ट हर कोई health checkup में करता है. So for vitamin B12, many a times there is a source of vitamin B12 sources found in non-veg, but some nuts, dry fruits, peas, peanuts, then your sprouts rather. All that. When it comes to legumes, moong ho gaya, matki ho gaya, all that you sprout. That will give you a vegetarian source of vitamin B12, otherwise shellfish, chicken, egg yolk, all that, seafood, all that will give you vitamin B12. And our favorite vitamin C, oranges, amla, that is gooseberry. See, when it comes to amla, people are little, they take amla juice, packed amla juice, or those candies, amla candies. Don't rely on those. If it is possible to get बाजार से pure fruit, amla, or a gooseberry, what we say, Indian gooseberry, उसको कट करके immediately खाना होता है because vitamin C gets oxidized and then the availability of vitamin C is little lesser. So try to have it as in form of fruit and natural form of fruit. Orange, कुछ नहीं तो नींबू, that is lime, lemon, all that source of vitamin C will help you again to increase your immunity. But vitamin B1 is in your germs, wheat germs, I mean, then whole grains, legumes. B12 is in curd, milk, paneer. B3 is in nuts, shellfish, even in mushrooms. Then, all these vitamins you will get if you will eat. Even if I have to sum up which vitamin has in which fruit, it is anytime advisable. जो season में है, all eat all fruits and vegetables which are in the season. Now it's winter season, wonderful fruits and vegetables will be available. So make sure, though you're in Mumbai, if you get that undio wala, all the vegetables in your local market, please have it. You need not be in Gujarat to have in undio wala vegetables. These all are not only undio, I'm just giving you example. कि जो fruit, जो vegetable are available in nature as per the season, please have it. Now, mango you will start seeing from December only. That's not the right time to eat mango. So make sure post March, post April, you eat mango as per the season. I'm just giving you example of mango. I'm not recommending mangoes for diabetics because nobody stops after eating one mango. People do eat 2 or 3 mangoes and then they'll end up having high sugars, and then we have to increase the insulin or the doses. So I'm just giving you example of fruit, how to choose a fruit during the season. Then beet, pomegranate, your green leafy vegetables will give you enough iron, enough other vitamins. For immunity purpose and for anti-inflammation, septic, as antiseptic, we can take turmeric, curry leaves, that is curry patta, then garlic. Now this winter season is starting, so little ginger in water with little tulsi patti. You can boil it or drink, or one leaf of tulsi leaves, you can just chew it. You can have pudina if you want, just for a purpose of having antacid feeling in your body, because taking any time always medication in form of antacid is not right. So having pudina, then having soft flaxseed is alsi, Zavas, what we call it as, or flaxseed. If you will type in Google, you will get to see the picture. So flaxseed you can have. Don't have that marketed flax seeds, like जिसको रोस्ट करके उसको अलग अलग फ्लेवर में मिलता है, जैसे वो मैकडोनल्ड्स में ये मिलता है ना अपने French fries and all in another 100 flavors. Like that only you get these flax seeds also available, or any seeds available in 100 flavors. Don't do that. Please, whichever seeds you are buying, buy it from authentic Ayurvedic shop where it is just plain seed. At the most, you can roast it. Don't add more of sugar or salt to it. Just have it raw or by, using method of roasting. See, basically having more of outside food will create radicals. Those are free radicals. Those free radicals will attack your normal cells. So to save those cells, you need antioxidants. I'm again repeating, when we are in stress, due to pollution, due to eating outside, no proper sleep. All these reasons are for creating free radicals in your body. Those free radicals damages your normal body cells. So कुछ ना कुछ तो issue हो जाता है. Inflammation is being seen. Pain and aches are there due to this kind of exposure of our cells to the outer world. So to heal that, you need antioxidants. And these antioxidants you get from this vitamin C, for example, avla ho gaya, strawberries ho gaye, orange ho gaye, berries ho gaye, blueberries and all. If you have it around you, please have it. It's not that you have to go and buy it, but broccoli, all green leafy vegetables, nuts which are not salted. So all those nuts you can have. And how to have nuts? In just handful of nuts. Like when you can have one glass jar where you can keep all the nuts together and just take handful of nuts, and jitne 5-6 आएंगे, that is more than enough. Again, I have spoken to you about these seeds like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, all these different varieties of seeds. If you get it in authentic Ayurvedic shop without added salt or any other preservatives, please take it and consume it. Consume 1/4 of teaspoon. Like if this is a teaspoon, can you see the second line of my finger? Uska 1/4 ले लिया, एक any one seed. It's not that कि पूरा bowl भर के हमें खाना है. Avoid having this cereal based breakfast. I'm not talking about poha upma or our idli dosa. I'm talking about those marketed flex, basically cornflakes, wheat flakes, muesli and all. That is always with some of the other extra sugar or added sugar. Though you're not diabetic, that kind of sugar is not required for our body. Make sure you take enough amount of curd and buttermilk. There are people who thinks कि अगर कर्ड एंड बटर मिल्क ले लिया तो सर्दी होती है, चेस्ट कंजेशन होता है, then many a times people think उनको अस्थमा हो जाता है. See, all these have different reasons. Take room temperature fresh curd. फ्रेश कर्ड का मतलब ये है कि रात को जो हम घर पे लगाते हैं और सुबह दोपहर तक हम खत्म कर देते हैं. Take one bowl of it, just because when we are talking about deficiency of any vitamins, it is not always you're not taking from food. You might be taking all the vitamins through food, but if it is not getting absorbed in your intestine, it might be getting digested also very well. But there is a second procedure which is called as a absorption. And because of this with curd, buttermilk, what happens is the gut flora जो होता है हमारा जो इंटेस्टाइन होता है, उसमें जो फ्लोरा होता है, जो गुड बैक्टीरियाज होते हैं, वो एब्जॉर्प्शन में हेल्प करते हैं, जिससे आपको कभी भी ये डेफिशिएंसीज दिखेंगी नहीं. यू विल हैव 100 फूड लिस्ट with you with vitamin rich, A rich food, B rich food, but if it is of no use if it is not getting absorbed in your body. So you need to understand that eating curd will help you to increase this gut bacteria which are good. For that you need not buy any supplement. There are people who buy different variety of supplements also for a good bacteria, which is wrong, because most of the time I have seen it has an extra amount of sugar as well. I don't want to name any brand here, but that is not what we should do it. If buttermilk is not okay with you, take raw vegetables in form of salads. Then buttermilk, as I told you, if curd is not okay with you, try with buttermilk. If buttermilk is not okay with you, try in form of soups, salads, like vegetable salads. Even fruit with fiber is okay, but no fruit juices. This packed fruit juices, absolutely no. Making fresh fruit juices at home also can increase sugar level if anybody is diabetic. And I always feel somewhere fruit juices are absolutely overrated thing. As a human, we should consume more of fruits because fiber will increase this good bacteria in our gut, which will help us to pass stool. See, what happens is when as our age grows, now basal metabolic rate starts falling down. So passing stool becomes little difficult. Sometimes at this age, many people are constipated also. So when they are constipated, absorption goes down and then deficiencies are being seen. So we want to avoid constipation, even diarrhea. Many of the people, when they drink milk, they do create diarrhea. तो हम मेरे पास लोग आते हैं and then they ask कि हम बचपन से पी रहे थे milk, why am I showing this diarrhea now? It's absolutely normal. Now your body is not ready to absorb and digest milk. So avoid it. There is nothing to get shocked about it, or there is nothing that is, something wrong is happening with you. So just chill. There is nothing wrong in, not digesting milk at this age. Even nowadays, there is one more fad of gluten. See, I don't know. Many a times people are buying this outside gluten, I mean, outside wheat atta. And many times for that puffiness, हमने एडवर्टीजमेंट में देखा है कैसे वो फुल्का फूल जाता है. So to get that kind of फूला हुआ फुल्का, I really don't know whether they are adding anything which can create gaseous atmosphere near your gut. So I don't know whether it is really gluten or outside wheat atta. So if at all you feel gluten से मेरा पेट भरा भरा होता है, मुझे bloating होती है, so try switching to आटा जो हम चक्की से पीस के लेके आते हैं, and try to eat that those chapati which is made by the wheat which you get it from your chakki wala. Okay, otherwise, and still if you go through this bloating feeling, see, when there is a gluten allergies, there are blood stains seen in your stools. Okay, only feeling gaseous is not many a time gluten allergy, it is just not walking enough, taking extra excess water. So let's not confuse with this, confuse these symptoms with gluten and stop this chapati and all which we are eating from ages. Take more of jawar, take more of bajra in this winter season. It has nothing to do with age. You can have rice in form of fermented things or in form of pulaus, paneer pulao, add more of veggies to rice, have less polished food. It can be sugar, it can be rice. Make sure it is not much processed. There are organic forms of sugar and rice you get to see, because which are which are present in rice, you do get through your digestion and absorption. But when it is polished in a good way, it can be even legumes for that matter. When we see more of chak chak wale grains and all the grains and legumes, it is more of upar wala jo layer hai, it has been damaged, and because of which the nutrient and the nutrition is almost gone in that polishing process. So what we have to do is we have to understand is that how much ever processed food is, it is going to be difficult for us to digest. So it's better to have organic food, more of in form of vegetables, more of in form of fruits. Now there is one more concept of intermediate fasting. So it is old age technique of for Indians. We all are following it. Maybe not in metro city where we stay, but it is followed in different villages, different small cities, where during sunrise you eat, you start eating, and during sunset you take your last meal and you stop eating. Nowadays younger generation is doing exactly ulta. They are following intermediate fasting. They eat at 11 p.m. at night and heavy meal, and then morning, early morning, they don't eat anything. फिर सुबह 11-12 बजे के बाद दोपहर को rather they take their first meal. That is not what intermediate fasting is all about. The scientific way is very simple. Sunrise से sunset तक we have to start eating and stop eating post sunset. If at all you're not used to it, sorry, take more of soups and salad before going to sleep. How much water to take? Water is around 1.5 से 2 liter. If your doctor has suggested take lesser amount of water, then you can reduce that amount also. And if you have any questions regarding this intake of fluid, you can ask over here as well to me. I think so from last 20 minutes I'm talking, because I can see it is almost 5:25. So we'll take a questions, and that will help us to take this session further.
Right. Thank you very much. I think very detailed opening remarks that you made. I'll just wait for one question to you. You're on mute. You're on mute. One question to you is that if one wants to consult, normally dietitians are consulted when you are in a hospital, you are admitted to hospital, and then there are dietitians who come on, and of course there are other dietitians. How do you ensure that the dietitian whom you are going to be interacting with is qualified, is good at her or his job? It is possible with other medical practitioners, but since dietitians are not necessarily doctors, what is the indicator that one must have before speaking to one?
I am so glad, absolutely glad you asked this question. First of all, dietitians are not doctors. Okay. There are certain doctors who do this crash course of 3 6 months and then they get basic idea. That is altogether different. Dietitians are called as DT. As you write, doctor, DR, dietitians ke aage DT lagta hai. And how the dietitian is good or bad, how her knowledge is, it has been decided by Indian Dietetics Association. We have a body which governs our own scientific knowledge, what we have when it comes to clinical aspect. So they do conduct exams. And once that exam is conducted, as MBBS doctor or MD doctor get a registration number, we do get a registration number. So whichever dietitian you go to, it has to be, trust me, from a big hospitals, because registered dietitians are qualified dietitians and they are been working from last so many years in only big hospitals like as our Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital. So you have to opt for that registration number from her. And on Indian Dietetics Association site, you will get to see her name also and her qualification also, because there are so many people who are just preaching about diet, seeing on Google, and then they call themselves nutritionist or dietitian, and then they spread lot of wrong knowledge. So very good question you asked, and I'm
As well as using the doctor prefix is
hmm.
not right, isn't it?
Yes, rather I'm a chief dietitian, right? So, and I'm a registered dietitian. So R and DT. Okay, so that is been utilized for our prefix.
All right. We have a question from Sharada Parvare, who asks, should senior citizens take multivitamins daily? Because sometimes the vitamins cause stomach upset. And should we take regularly or do we take it with a break?
Okay, so it is nothing to do with senior citizen. It is nothing to do with any age group. The normal rule of multivitamin is very clear. If your reports are showing you are having any deficiency, your physician will prescribe you a multivitamin. Please take for the duration which is mentioned. No dietitian is allowed to prescribe as much as, see, little here and there, A to Z, yeah, ऐसे B complex and all is okay. But dietitians should tell you about food. So don't take it unnecessary. Stop whenever your doctor is telling you to stop.
Right. We'll just wait for doctor. Yeah. All right. We have another question, which is there is by the same person. In old age, as our legs and hands are paining, is vitamin D useful? And what are the doses for elderly people?
Let doctor rectify why the pain is. Maybe because of the posture also. So they will take your vitamin D test first. And then if there is a deficiency, it's a once a week tablet, which doctor will prescribe. Don't self-prescribe anything.
You know, you've been practicing for over 20 years, and you just mentioned that don't self-prescribe. Tell me how many people, in a percentage, how many people you find who do not self-prescribe?
I know people who self-diagnose also. Like मेरी बहन की बेटी को चक्कर आ रहे थे, पीरियड्स नहीं आ रहे थे, उसका थायराइड किया तो उसका TSH ज्यादा आ गया, तो मुझे भी यही सिम्टम हो रहे हैं, मेरे को भी थायराइड है. Description is different. By seeing different kind of symptoms and you find it in yourself also, you diagnose also yourself for it. So one shouldn't neither diagnose yourself by seeing other people symptoms, nor self-prescribe. क्रोसिन एंटीबायोटिक एनीबडी टेक्स एनी टाइम, कि लास्ट टाइम मुझे सर्दी हो गई थी, मैंने यही एंटीबायोटिक लिया था, अब भी मैं वही लूंगा. रॉन्ग, रॉन्ग, एब्सोल्युटली रॉन्ग.
One of the things that is that in the coming winter months, where
Yes.
there are also seasonal changes, one must uh, take something for building boosting one's immunity. Some of the things that one took at the time of COVID. Would you recommend that people do it, like take vitamin C or take Chyawanprash or the like? Is that recommended?
Take amla, take ginger, take garlic, take curry leaves, take raw form of haldi, no problem. But no vitamin C and all. No need. As long as doctor is suggesting.
Right. Um, this is a question from Mr. Bharat Mehta, who's 67. His question is, which vitamin medicine is best for somebody who has heart and diabetes and also takes diabetes medicines?
No need of any medication. Again, I'm saying for a good vitamin if you at all have any deficiencies, it will be seen in your reports. Let it be your diabetic, if you're taking diabetes medicine, but if there is no deficiency seen in your reports, no need to consume at all any medication. So it is not mandatory to have any multivitamin. This question comes because of the reason, and that is very common. There are many multiple brands have been sold locally by day-to-day people, watchmen, paroswali, adoswali, mami ki chachi ki behan. Everybody sells now vitamins and minerals and even protein powders. So it has been sold so well that everybody thinks vitamins and minerals are my need. If I will not take, there will be a deficiency. Don't fall in that trap. Make sure you take seasonal fruits, seasonal vegetables. You don't need any vitamins. If at all you need, your reports will show, your physicians will help you out. Don't buy anything.
There was a mention made about lactose intolerance. There's a question which is being asked is, how does one know? Is there a test to be taken that one can figure if one is lactose intolerant?
Yes, many times, generally, hota kya hai, when earlier you were taking milk, you are not feeling gaseous. Now you feel. There are blood stains in your stool. So when these kind of symptoms are there, go and talk to a gastroenterologist. Tell them these symptoms and tell them that जो दूध पीता हूँ तभी होता है. So they will put you off from the milk. And then symptoms goes off. What will happen is you will be confident कि ये milk से ही हो रहा है. Then again start little bit of milk, and if you see again the same symptoms, then completely put it off. And it is very common as you age, thoda sa lactose intolerance has been seen in 60 plus people. But if you're not mobile at all, you don't go for walk, you're just sitting and binging TV and serial channels, and you feel gaseous, then it is because of inactivity also. So you really need to find out the reason.
Right. We have a question from Mr. KV Lakshminarayan, who is 69. He lives in Bangalore. For 6 out of 7 days, he walks for 6 kilometers plus between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. His food contains a lot of nuts and sprouts as part of his standard salad. Bangalore is a place where the weather is English and hardly any sun. My reading of vitamin D is 7.66, while the requirement is 30 plus. I take no medicine, so I don't know how to increase. I'm against having any medicines.
Fish. Can you eat fish, sir?
I am not very sure, but anyway, in case somebody is not having fish, then
See, vitamin E is very well found in nuts. Okay, and fish also. So as you have already mentioned, he is having it from sources of nuts as well, dry fruits as well. So he's taking source of vitamin E. Even these nuts, like as I told you, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, different seeds, he can buy it from any good Ayurveda shop, and he can have that in a form of mixed karke 1 teaspoon a day. And fish will be a very good source of any fish for that matter. Very good source of vitamin E.
we have a question from Anil Singh. His question is, how many glasses of milk should a senior drink? Should somebody above 70 also consider, can they have milk considering the digestive condition?
So if it is getting digested and if you want to take 1 or 2 glasses of milk a day, it's okay. I'm talking about 300 ml to 500 ml. It has to get digested well. But when it comes to curd and buttermilk, it will surely get digested. So if you feel there is a digestion issue when it comes to milk, switch to curd and buttermilk.
Uh, can we eat? This is a question from Nayana Sumaya. Can we eat kacha amla if we have cold and cough regularly because it's
Yes,
sour?
yes, yes, yes. Clean it very well. It will help you to boost your immunity. It has nothing to do with खट्टा है इसीलिए वो सर्दी पकड़े. Now COVID has taught us enough. Bacterial infection, viral infection, or allergic infection can cause all this. Kacha amla or this kind of sources will give us very good source of vitamin C, which will increase our immunity and which will keep this cold and cough away from us.
This is a question from Akhori Mrityunjay Kumar. Is milk restricted in case uric acid is 8.5?
Uric acid. See, if your uric acid is 8.5, little bit milk in tea and coffee is okay. But what you have to restrict is more of chicken, mutton, then alcohol. Taking legumes like masoor, I mean dal, like masoor, moong dal, matki, moong, chilke wali moong and all is okay. But if you have to avoid completely something, then avoid non-veg and alcohol. Milk little bit here and there in form of curd or chai, tea, coffee is okay.
This is a question from another question from Shata Parvare. Should we eat idli to increase good bacteria? And
Lovely question, and answer is clear, yes. But with that, there is a catch. When we say idli dosa, it has to be fermented at home. Okay. Getting that outside atta, I really have my complete doubts on that because we really don't know what kind of additives they are adding, whether they are adding any agents to make it sure idli badi and fluffy and soft hone ke liye. So if you have an authentic way जो हम घर में सोक करने के लिए राइस एंड उड़द दाल रखते हैं देन रात को पीसते हैं दूसरे दिन सुबह बनाते हैं that's the fantastic absolutely great way of getting good bacteria
great.
even
So
idli
idli is
dosa
fine.
dokla.
Idli is fine as long as you make it at home.
Yes.
You have the batter made at home. Uh, this is a question from Rashmi Verma, doctor. क्या IBS में raw vegetables and green peas can they be taken and green juice can they be taken?
See, for IBS, I can talk for 2 hours. So the reason why I'm keeping it short is when there is a beautiful thing happening nowadays and circulating everywhere, there is a gut and brain connection. I'm very sure everybody must have heard about it. When there is a tension, stress, overthinking through your brain, what happens is your gut functioning gets affected. And that is why irritable bowel syndrome has been seen. So first of all, instead of talking about food when it comes to IBS, one has to get calmed down. Meditation, releasing, listening to music, reading to good books will help you to calm down, which will remove. Do you remember when we used to go for exams? Our mother used to give us dahi, and even during our exams, we used to get that potty wala feeling कि कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो रहा है, पेट में गुड़गुड़ हो रहा था, all that. It is because the pressure, whenever brain faces any pressure, your gut is not functioning in a normal way. So first of all, whenever you have any IBS issue, calm down. Do meditation, listening to music, reading will help you more than thinking of food. Because what happens is if you're overthinking even about food, it aggravates. For example, ककड़ी या सिंपल गाजर खाने से IBS नहीं होता है ना वो बढ़ता है. It will rather help you out to create good fiber in your gut, release your stool out. But उसी टाइम पे अगर ओवर थिंकिंग हो रहा है कि ये गाजर मेरे लिए अच्छा है, इससे मुझे कुछ होगा तो नहीं, will I get good result of it, or is it going to create further problem for me? Even a gajar, if you are overthinking for gajar, trust me, it is going to create IBS for you. So calm down, eat salads. If you feel eating raw salad is not good for you, it is not creating or helping you, parboil it, boil it with little lesser oil. or little lesser water. Make sure जो इडली वाला जो बर्तन होता है या मोदक वाला जो बर्तन होता है उसमें you know boil it and consume it. So please have no problem having fibrous vegetables. And when it comes to IBS, meeting one to one will help you more.
Right, Doctor. We are at 5:40. I'll just take 5 minutes more. We have a
Okay.
question from Lakshmi Kumari Vavelala. Can someone with vitiligo or autoimmune problem eat vitamin C tablets and foods? And how does one improve immunity? She's saying, I'm having a thyroid problem, and nowadays a lot of hair fall is happening.
Okay. So, hair fall and skin is a mirror image of your health, basically. So, hair fall can be of many reasons, even not only diet, if you're not getting good sleep, not drinking good amount of water, or if your ghar ka pani hard water hai, so hair fall can happen. When it comes to thyroid, broccoli, your cabbage, cauliflower, soya bean, make sure you reduce the intake. Don't stop or avoid eating completely, but you reduce the intake. When it comes to autoimmune disease, you really need to find out the reason why that disease is there. But anytime taking multivitamin with the prescription of doctor will surely help you in autoimmune disease as well.
There's a question from Sarita Agarwal, and actually another question also has been asked. Should we take nuts soaking in water or without soaking?
Depending upon, see, basically what happens is soaking in water will help some phytochemicals to get reduced from the nut. So you can soak it, but washing it well is also very important. So you can soak.
There's another question which has been asked about washing vegetables. It says that, when around COVID time, we figured that the vegetables that we get are very dirty and we would wash them, but now we don't wash them as much. What is the right advice for washing
The
of vegetables?
best way is take a big bowl of water, add little bit of salt, keep all the vegetables in it for 15-20 minutes. Just rinse it. Again, keep in salt and rinse it well. And then before using it, once more you wash it.
All right. Uh, One last question. This is being asked as a supplementary to by Mr. Lax, and I think it will be useful for others. Since you advised him about having fish. He says in Western toilets it's very difficult to see if there are blood stains, as 99% of the time the stool is totally submerged. Floating excreta is rare in most cases. Uh, so, any suggestion on that?
Yes, you must get stool test if you are feeling little bloated, because in Western toilet it is really difficult. Though it is different question, people might feel it is a different question why it is needed to be, but it is absolutely correct question at this platform. Because whenever you feel there is something wrong in your system, your stool needs to get checked well. So stool test hota hai, and it is difficult to gauge it through this Western toilet. So stool test के लिए आपका stool दे दीजिए एक बार. कुछ bacterial infection है या कुछ भी है, they will, or mucus है, they will able to understand, and if it is something to worry, doctor will help you out in this situation.
Thank you very much for taking good amount of time to address all our questions. But tell me, Pratiksha ji, how do you have a very busy schedule, you have patients to attend to and all of that. What is your dietary regimen that you take to ensure that you are, you're healthy and you are future ready?
I love this question again. The first question which you asked me about a registered dietitian, I really loved it, and this one also. I get up at 3:50 in the morning. I love those morning times. I give myself. I wake up in the morning. I make chapati sabzi for my husband and my son. I have my mother-in-law also living with us. And we eat chapati sabzi in the morning. It can be farasbi, it can be bhindi, and I make it guilt-free कि हम सिर्फ chapati sabzi सुबह ले रहे. It can be accompanied with bowl of curd or anything. So we take proper lunch की तरह breakfast. Okay. Yes, without early morning, I do take cup of coffee and I tell a dietitian inside me, shut up. I want that coffee. Okay. And I really take that sip of coffee guilt free. And where I stay, it's really near to that, creek where I get to see beautiful birds and nice wind. So that coffee makes me energetic. I reach to my hospital around 7 o'clock or rather many times before 7 o'clock, so that I do the tasting for my patient food, because their breakfast will start by 7:30 and all. So before that only I reach hospital, and then I meet wonderful people. Those all are my patient. They pour a lot of energies and blessings in my life. So I wait early morning to come to the hospital, meet these people, get energized. Many times during, as I take lunch like a breakfast, during my lunchtime, I carry a big 1 liter chas or 3, 4 elaichi bananas and all. That is sufficient for me many a times, because I told you I'm living on the energies dry fruits and all. And then by 3:34, I go home. Instead of lunch, I have my dinner, full-fledged, typical Konkani style, rice, chapati, bhakri, dal, everything square meal. I'm vegetarian. My whole family is non-vegetarian. So non-veg is also cooked at home. But I take like solid lunch and dinner together. And maybe at night, I might take some ragi porridge or dosa or nothing also many a times.
Great. Thank you, and more power to you and to your entire community. Y'all are doing great work, and getting up in the morning at 3:50, going to hospital at 7, tasting all the food, etc. This is another facet that we perhaps don't know of dietitians. Who are there, and somebody as who's heading the dietitian department in a premier hospital or like Kokilaben is amazing. Thank you very much for your time, and
Thank
to all of you here. As I mentioned, the video will be there on the Seniors Today website on Monday evening. You can take a look at that, as well as we will be back next Saturday at 5 p.m. for another session of Health Live at Seniors Today. Yeah, over to you. Sorry.
Yes, I want to apologize to all of you. I want to say sorry because of the bad cough in between Diwali. I had karanjis and chaklis, and I am having little bad throat, so I'm absolutely sorry.
So you obviously didn't listen to the dietitian in you.
I didn't listen. I said, shut up.
All right. So, as you see, people do indulge, and there's nothing wrong to indulge.
Nothing
As long as
wrong.
it's
Just
done,
eat guilt free, and little quantity.
eat guilt-free, eat little quantity, enjoy life. Thank you very much. And we will be back next Saturday at 5 p.m. with another session of Health Live at Seniors Today. Thank you.